Hi, scrapbookers. This is Megan, and I am back with another layout that I'm doing a challenge for. And for this one, Ronnie, Jennifer, and I are going to be using Brad's. Now, you guys can see that I already have the background done, and I kind of debated whether I should include all of this because I spent about 30 minutes trying to get the perfect background. And it didn't work. So I'm just going to include the end right here where it's already done. And excuse me, this is where I'm finally like, okay, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to move on. I need to just back this photo. So I had already put some vellum, just some plain vellum behind the photo as a mat. I just thought that looked kind of cool. And then I knew that I wanted to back the photo on a couple other pieces of pattern paper. So I pulled these two from the Chamel True Stories collection, and I'm going to use those. But first I was like, okay, I'm not going to give up on this. My idea was that I wanted to do some stenciling and just to use sprays and not like modeling paste or, gesso or something like that, which is normally what I do with stencils. I don't really, I'm not really good at using the ink sprays with a stencil. And so I feel kind of lost, and I'm not very good at it. So I feel like I don't have as much control. Like you can see how I only wanted it to go in that one little area, but then since I had to block off the rest of the layout, like it kind of had like a boxy look. So I didn't really like the way that looked. So here I'm starting over again. This is like my third attempt. I have 3 backgrounds that I have no idea what I'm going to do with, and we'll just kind of, I don't know, have to figure it out. But anyway, and even here I kind of messed up. Like you can see up there in the left-hand corner that it got a little sprayed on the side, and I was just so annoyed because I was not even trying to spray it that hard, but it still like just got everywhere. And so if you have any tips at all about how to use spray mists and stencils, that would be so amazing, and I would just love you forever. So please leave a comment below if you have any like advice or suggestions for me on how to make my life easier. Oops, I'm sorry about that. Forgot I had my phone on. So here I decided to use a Heidi Swap stencil, and I don't remember what this one is called, but it's got stars, hearts, and circles on it. And so I'm just putting those in 2 different spots on the layout, or no, sorry, not 2, 4. So up in the left hand and the kind of middle right hand corner, and then the bottom right and the middle-ish of the left hand side. If that even makes any sense, sorry. So now here I'm just going to kind of clean off the excess. This is modeling paste that I'm using, and I love modeling paste. I am new to using modeling paste. I know that it's been out there. I just haven't ever, bought it or used it. And I bought it, I think, a month or 2 ago, and I'm so excited to use it on layouts and stuff. I just love using it. So I ran away to just go wash off my stencil and my little scraper that I had used. And then now I'm back with my photo, and I know that I want to cover up part of that bottom area. You can see there's a little spray, a little line from the spray, and I wanted to cover that up. So here I am. I'm going to use my ATG to glue down the photo. Sorry, I'm like so brain dead. I didn't sleep very well last night, and it's Sunday at 4 o'clock, and I'm finally getting around to doing the voiceover because I was just going to hurry up and wake up this morning and do this layout, and it seriously took me all day to get it done. I started out with a different background, and I actually completed that layout, but it just didn't work out for this challenge. So this challenge was a little bit Frustrating for me. Anyway, so here I am trying to figure out what I am going to do to hide that there is a physical line there that you can see. And that's just bothering me to no end. And those hearts are not helping. And so here I have this branding strip that I kept from the Now and Then collection. Just from one of their papers. I don't remember which one. And I'm going to cut it into a banner. And I'm going to think about putting it right there, but then I'm like, well, it needs something else to go with it. It just looks funny just being that one banner. So I make another banner to go down here around the photo, and then I'm going to cut off this this blue paper, and I'm thinking, well, I could put that up there and that could cover that up, but then I would have to move the photo because I have that same pattern paper on the as a mat. And so then I decided, okay, I'm not going to do that. So now here I'm going to start fiddling with this cluster that I want to do down by the photo. I'm going to use my heat gun to kind of dry those hearts. They kept smearing onto my photo, like onto the back of the photo. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but I still wanted to make sure that they dried. And here I'm thinking, well, maybe I could just cut off that side and use this blue piece of paper, but that didn't work because I had tried to make a banner out of that, and so it wasn't 12 by 12 anymore, or at least it wasn't 12 inches long to use as kind of part of the background. Then I had these craft market tags that were from a craft market cut apart sheet, and so I just cut the this side is off of those, and now here I am going to put a brad in this tag, and I'm definitely going to end up using this. I really, really love this tag, and I'm going to incorporate this banner to the side of it somehow, but I'm going to kind of mess around with it because it's just not working out well. It just doesn't look good, and however I place it down, I just don't like the way it looks, and I don't know what it was, but I was just kind of off my game today. Like, oh my goodness, I haven't been scrapbooking all week because I've been trying to get voiceovers done and get other stuff done, and I just haven't really had any time, and life is just too crazy. Okay, so here I'm pretty sure that this is what I want to do, but then I'm like, well, wait a minute, it looks kind of funky. It's just like hanging out there. Like, how am I going to make it look okay? Because there's just like this flat line kind of halfway in the middle of this tag and the photo. So here I had this Chamel cut apart, and it said, tell my story. And I knew that I wanted to do my journaling about me and about like myself at the time, because this photo was taken way back in 2008, myself at this time compared to myself now, and just kind of the differences, or just my story, difference between my life back then and my life now, something like that. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted the journaling to be, but I knew I wanted it to be about me and pretty much my story. So this little cut apart worked perfect. So I decided to cut out the words, and then I was going to place them on that tag, but it just wasn't working out well with that banner in that upright direction. So then I turn it on its side, and suddenly everything seems to fall into place. If only I would have just done that in the first place. Oh my goodness, there was such a huge ordeal with that. So here I'm just gluing down the title. Now I'm trying to see if my crocodile will fit to make holes all the way to the tag, and it wouldn't. So now I'm just going to use my tweezers that are from EK Success, and I'm just going to poke little holes. It's got kind of sharp stabby ends, so that works out really well. So I'm going to put 3 right there at the bottom of the tag, 2 white and then 1 kind of like a light pink. And the brads that I use for these are the Chicken Nitty 365 collection. 365, something like that. I think it's just 365 collection. And so here is where I'm like, okay, so this banner needs something else to go with it. So I pull out this that's also from the Craft Market collection. It's just a little cut apart. And I was like, oh, I could use this. So I kind of sliced a hole in it, but it doesn't turn out very well because my scissors, I can't find my nice little skinny scissors. I have no idea what happened to them. They're probably under a pile of junk, which I have next to my desk. But I didn't want to stop and find them. So I tried using those big yellow ones and that didn't work, and it kind of just ruined that whole bottom part. So finally, I'm just going to decide to cut out that little banner and make it a flag and put the banner that I had already cut out on top of it so it can kind of cover up the messed up part that I did there on the bottom of that little flag. So here's where I decide to do that. And then I'm thinking, well, it needs something more. And so I'm going to cut out this banner that is also from that same cut apart sheet that I got the other tag from. Not banner, I said banner, but I meant tag. And I believe that's a specialty paper for the Craft Market. And I don't remember what it was called, but it is a specialty paper because it does have glitter and gold and all that fun, cool stuff. So here I'm going to put a white brad in that spot for the tag. And then here I'm just going to glue those banners down. And now I'm going to start making holes throughout the layout for the other brads. And my original idea, I had wanted to make a line going up and down the layout and just have the brads on both sides of the layout and have everything centered on the layout. But the more that I kind of went on and having so much trouble with the stencils and everything, I kind of switched my direction on how I wanted to go, and so this is kind of where I went with it. So here I'm just kind of placing them all along that right side. I did put 3 of them up in the left side, but then I decided, oh, I didn't really like the colors, the different colors up there. I needed to just have just some plain colors up there. So I switched it to, I think I'm going to do 2 whites and 1 pink. So there I have it. Then here I'm going to put some more down in the bottom corner down there. And I think I'm all done now. Now I'm just going to do my journaling, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to say yet. So I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Sorry. So now here I'm just writing the journaling, and I can share it with you. It's not like too intense, but basically I just say that I've changed so much since this photo was taken. I don't think I would even recognize myself. Let's see. Trials have come and gone, and some have lingered, but I will always keep my faith. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on that banner tag that's right on top of the journaling card. I'm going to write or stamp photographed on, and then I'm going to put the date, which was May 25th, 2008. And then right next to the journaling, I'm going to stamp the date with my new favorite rotary date stamp, which is Becky Higgins. And it just has the date on it. And I love that. So I'm going to stamp the date down there next to the journaling now. So here I'm just finding the right date. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space above the date so that I can write the words journaled on. And then I'm going to have a little arrow pointing down towards the date. So now here I'm just going to put some washi tape on the back of my layout just to cover up the backs of these brads to make sure that they don't catch on anything when I put them in my layout or in my album. And then once I am done with that, I will show you some close-ups, and that is it for this layout. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you will come back next week to see more from me, Jen, and Roni, and make sure that you go and visit their YouTube channels as well. I will leave links below for them. Thanks. Bye.